squats, squats. Whoa, whoa, hey, oh, oh, hey, come on, hey, stick your head out. Whoa, what? Oh man, out of the way. Sorry, folks. Eric here again with Thrifty Survivor, and today what I'm going to do is talk to you all about an emergency medical kit. And you're probably wondering why all this gear. The purpose behind the gear is essentially to show why a rip-away pouch is so important and how it can be really just more of a convenience and a lifesaver. In this case, it's on a cummerbund, but it could be on a just basically thrown on the side of a backpack, on a chest rig. Doesn't matter. I chose to do it this way because it's what I happen to have, and as you probably already know, this is just an airsoft gun, so it's perfectly safe. Don't worry if I point it at the camera, okay? Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and throw this all aside for now. All right, now that I've got rid of the gun, I'm going to demonstrate basically what a rip-away pouch does and why it's so important. First off, this one's got a little strap here that you clip loose. That just prevents it from falling off in case the Velcro should detach. That's highly unlikely because you're going to hear a loud whoosh as I rip it off here. Yeah, I'm not going to rip you guys off, just so you know. Anyway, real easy to get your pouch where you need it. I mean, the reason I showed the gun and the tactical gear here is those are situations where a lot of times if you go out to the shooting range, a person might get wounded. A gunshot wound is quite a bad wound, and those are the kind of situations where an IFAK pouch or an emergency medical kit such as this one could be a true lifesaver. Now this particular one, it's not the same one that I reviewed last time, and I'll throw the brand name on this one down on the link below when we have the links for the products or whatever. But the important thing is not so much the specific pouch. It's just the type of pouch. It's a rip-away. It's got Velcro here. Velcro's on here. It's got that belt on there to keep it from coming loose. Very secure, but you can access it real quick. Now, first off, on the outside, as you can tell, I got just a pocket knife. And very handy to have. These could be used for a lot of different items or a lot of different purposes. Obviously, if you don't have medical shears, this can kind of double as a medical shear. You can cut through clothing to access wounds. Now, bleeding wounds aren't always the issue, but we're going to kind of get into that a little bit here, but not in a whole lot of detail. Now, on this pouch, it's got this little strap here that you loosen up so that you can get to the zippers and open it up, and everything just kind of flies open like that. Now I don't know how much of that's on camera, but anyway, most importantly is I'm going to sit down because my back's killing me, so probably ought to remove this first. Alrighty. Okay. Okay. Now I feel better. Now on the inside, this little section here that kind of flung open, this is just a pouch for little incidental items, things that there's really not a place where you can secure them without losing the items when it flips open. It flips open really just to allow you to gain access to all the items that you'll need in here. Now what I've thrown in here is I got some super glue in there. As some of you may know, it is just one method that can be used to actually seal wounds. If you don't have any way of stitching wounds shut, most of us don't really have the know-how to do that. Super glue has been used successfully for that. You can pick this up at the dollar store. Here I got, I guess there's 4 in there. I said 5 last time. It's actually just 4. But hand sanitizer, some knuckle bandages here, and somewhere in there I got some butterfly bandages, eye patches, or oval eye pads they're called here. Let's see, we got hand sanitizer in little pouches, burn cream in little pouches, just little things that, I mean, this is for the most part more for the minor type of things here. You know, those little pouches there for the burn, or the burn dressing, or burn cream rather. Anyway, the burn cream in these little pouches aren't going to handle, you know, massive burns, but they'll handle little things like you get burnt on a light bulb or something like that. It'll take care of that. More knuckle bandages, band-aids, triple antibiotic ointment. This is something that's really good to have around. It'll basically take care of just about any kind of microbes that you might have, so you don't contaminate the wounded, and also can protect you as well. And here what we got is more hand sanitizer. Sorry about that. Okay, and more of that. Just okay, and some iodine pads here, more for sanitation. Safety pins. Now, last time I couldn't remember what these were called. I got it this time, John. Anyway, safety pins, and I'm sure you can know why these could be used. You can use them for making a sling, a number of different things, ace bandages, that type of thing. And a little kind of a backup to the little Schrade knife here that I have. Never can have too many knives. Anyway, there's that pouch. Now, the first thing in truth that you're going to want to access before you take care of anybody's wounds will be the gloves. These are sterile nitrile gloves. I got 2 in here, and the way I am, you can never have too many. Got 2 more here, 2 more here. The only reason I carry plenty of extras is it's really easy to get a hole in them. Now, nitrile is less likely to have holes or to get holes in it than your typical silicone gloves. Silicone gloves rip more easily, but I just want to be cautious. It's easy to get holes in anything in the gloves, so I packed several of them. Okay, here we got an El Cheapo CPR mask, and I'm not going to pull it out of the bag, but just something that it's important to have. Actually, I would recommend everybody learn how to do CPR. These are just diabetic, well, they're not diabetic capsules. These are just glucose tablets. And I'm a type 1 diabetic. I carry these around all the time for myself, but there's actually a lot of the medical emergencies these days have to do with diabetics. And more times than not, it's a low blood sugar or hypoglycemia, and that's what these are for. Now, if the person's going out of consciousness, I wouldn't recommend these because they could choke on them. But if they're kind of out of it, but still able to chew on these things, these will bring their blood sugar back up quickly. Just basically rolled gauze. That's kind of a, I guess, about a 4-inch wide, and these are, I guess, 2-inch wide ones. Medical tape, ace bandages, an emergency blanket. Now, actually, these I know I mentioned last time, but these are nice to have because a lot of times when a person is bleeding profusely or just undergoing a traumatic medical incident, they lose a lot of body heat. I would even say, you know, in the 80-degree range outdoors, it's a good idea to just throw one of these over a person while you're working on them. More medical tape. Now, this is the wide, 1-inch wide. I personally like this better than the narrow gauge. Not narrow gauge, but anyway, not so wide, for lack of a better term. Sterile gauze, dressing pads, and I got 3 of those in there. Trauma pads, these are the larger, you know, basically these are 5x9s. They unfold, they're actually bigger than the bag. And I think that clears that out. Now, I mentioned earlier a knife in lieu of medical shears. If you don't have medical shears, these certainly can get the job done, but I recommend medical shears such as these. The advantage these have is you can cut through clothing without cutting the customer. so to speak, or the patient. It's just a safer way of cutting off clothing. You know, when you need to access a wound. And antiseptic towelettes. Got 3 of them in there. I'm not going to rip them open this time. An Israeli band. Now, actually, I probably should have shown this first. A tourniquet. Now, this is kind of a cat-type tourniquet. What I like about these is these can be applied by the individual. For instance, if I get shot in the shoulder or in the arm, and I need to, well, actually, in the arm, because if I get shot in the shoulder, I'm not going to be using a tourniquet. However, if let's just shot in the arm or in the leg, let's just say the arm. I've only got one hand to work with. I can apply this with one hand easily. Okay, cat tourniquet, and I'm going to be providing links to just about everything here, like I usually do. You might want to look into these. Very, very good tool to have. A true lifesaver in many incidences. Here is an Israeli bandage. Now, this is a vacuum sealed package. When you open it up, basically it's about this wide, and it's a long, it almost looks like an ace bandage. It's stretchy, but you can wrap it around a wound and actually use this as a makeshift tourniquet. They're not real expensive. I think I probably paid $6 or $7 for this. And these can run you upwards of $35. This is a different brand. I got it, and I checked the reviews on it. Very good, very durable, and I know the meds use these as well. I think I paid $17 for this one. And again, there will be a link below for it. Compressed gauze, and guess what? More safety pins on there. Okay, I think that clears that out. Now, something I didn't mention in my IFAK pouch last time, and to be quite honest with you, I was running out of room, but I think these are really important to have. Hyphen chest fins. Now, these, what they're for is if your patient has a sucking chest wound. For instance, let's just say they were stabbed in the lungs or shot, and it goes through the lungs. You got an entry wound and an exit wound. You get 2 of these, and you can seal the front and the back. And what this does is it's got basically a one-way valve in a sense. It's not so much a valve, but they've got kind of like Vaseline on the back side, and you apply it to the wound, and you got a front and back one. These, I think I probably paid $19 for these. Okay, they're not exactly cheap, but if you really want something that can handle just about anything. Now, one thing I'm going to mention, I don't expect everybody that carries these emergency medical kits to have full medical training. Some of this, you know, it's just good to have it. You may not know how to use it. These are actually pretty easy to apply. I would recommend you go online and look how to use chest seals or hyphen chest seal or chest vent. I would highly recommend you go online and look at how to apply these. But in a worst case scenario, if you've got these things on hand and you don't know how to use them, but somebody there has medical training, you've got all the gear they need. They'll be able to use it. They'll know how to dig into this and where to apply all this and how to apply it. If you don't have it, there's a good chance they don't have it either, unless they're on duty. Okay, so it's just something to think about. Okay, now here, got some burn dressing. Now this is a larger size than the little ones that I had there. This is obviously more for serious burns, larger, you know, to cover larger areas. And something here that I think is, well, I'm going to show you something else here. I mentioned, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull it out, so bear with me. Don't worry if I go out of camera. But, okay, this here is, I picked these up at Walmart. It's called Bleed Stop. And basically what it is a coagulating agent. What it'll do is you pour it into a wound, like a massive wound where there's just massive bleeding. And this is designed to stop the bleeding. It just causes the blood to clot up to 3 times faster. And the problem with these is that first off, this is not, this can actually burn. I mean, not like flames, but it can actually burn tissue. And now, obviously, I'd rather have burnt tissue and not lose all my blood. You know, it's probably not going to cost anybody's life, but it's going to be extremely uncomfortable for some, at least. But the problem with this, the main problem, is a lot of times you pour it into the wound, and if it's got a lot of pressure behind it, if it's an artery, you pour it in, and as soon as you pour it in, it's just flushing out. Now, proper way to apply this is to basically try to pour it in the wound and then stuff it with gauze to try to keep it from flushing out. And that's why I picked up some of this. Okay, this is Celox gauze, and what it is it's a Z-fold. It's 5 yards, and it'll just basically, you can just lay it next to the person that you're working on and just kind of pull it out as needed and stuff it in the wound. And it's also got a coagulating agent built into the gauze. The advantage to that is it's not going to be flushed away with the blood flow. And I really highly recommend these. Now, I think this is a first for us. We may even go under 20 minutes this time, because that just about covers everything. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of give you an idea. Oh, something else. Now, this is a separate pouch here. Something for washing out wounds. Now, I could have thrown this in here. I threw it in here with another CPR mask. I really like this one. You can pick these up on Amazon all day long. They come with a case. You can get them for, I believe it was $6.99. This is really much better than the other one, in my opinion. You can actually reuse these. The only problem is you got to replace the filter, and the filter cost about 3/4 the price of the whole mask. So frankly, if you can't afford $6.99, then those other cheaper ones will work. But I like this. It comes in a case. It keeps it secure. I only wish there was a way to hang this from a belt. That would just be too convenient, so they didn't think of that. Anyway, so we're going to put this episode of Thrifty Survivor to a close. I want to thank you all for watching, and I want to encourage you all to give us a big thumbs up. Also share if you like this video, as well as if you haven't already done so, subscribing to the channel. That helps us out. You know, obviously it draws traffic to us, but if you really want to help support the channel, all you got to do is just log on to our Amazon affiliate site. It's thriftysurvivor.com. Again, that's thriftysurvivor.com. And what that does, it'll just take you to our Amazon affiliate site. We get a small commission for purchases that are made off of that. And you'll find probably everything in here on our website, and then a ton of other items. I mean, you could be looking for an air rifle. We have those on there too. Just a wide range of items that can be geared towards survival. Anyway, I want to thank you again all for watching. We'll see you soon, and bye for now.